The Fair Wages and Healthy Families Act goes into effect, the paid sick time portion of it goes into effect July 1st. And there's a whole lot that every business needs to do to be prepared for those requirements. There's two different standards under the statute based on whether you have more than 15 employees or less than 15 employees. And the way you count out the number of employees is by looking at your payroll for any 20 weeks. They don't have to be consecutive. And you count up how many employees were on your payroll during any 20-week period. And that's going to include temporary employees, full-time and part-time employees. So for instance, if you're really busy for 20 weeks out of the year and you increase staffing, then for purposes of the statute, you may exceed that 15 employee threshold. Here's how it works. Whether you're more than 15 or less than 15, for every 30 hours worked, employees accrue 1 hour of paid sick time. And that's regardless whether the cap is at 40 or the cap is at 24. The accrual of that time is the same. So for this year, the accrual could be different. If you're on a calendar year, if your payroll runs January 1st to December 31st, for this year only, you could accrue just going between July 1st and December 31st. And then start over again next year.
So how do you, as an employer, calculate what wage is paid for paid sick time?
This is where you should certainly talk to or closely look at how your employees are paid.
Yeah.
So for salaried employees, that's pretty straightforward. It's going to be the percentage of time that they work divided by their salary. So that's what you would do for a salaried employee. For people who just have a straight hourly rate, it's easy. It's just that hourly rate based on the amount of time that they work.
Tipped employees, that's...
For tipped employees, tips are not included in calculating the rate. So you can exclude tips, you can exclude incentive bonuses, other types of or incentive comp and bonuses from that hourly rate.
Except you would put in, right, shift, if you're in an industry where you're paying shift differentials, for example, to get people to work difficult shifts, those go into the calculation, right, correct?
So firemen, police officers, I don't think we have any
some medical
EMTs, or let's say you have home health care professionals who get an extra comp for working overnight. Those shift differentials, hazard pay, has to be included. Right? So for tipped employees, if you're using the tip credit and taking the $3 off an hour, you need to make sure that you're paying out sick time at least a minimum wage.
Yeah.
The other very conservative method that you can do is just do an average hourly rate based on the last 90 days worked.